I'm going to teach you about accompanying in jazz. First of all, you need to know that there's a time and a place to accompany with the fiddle. If there's a piano player playing or a guitar player and they're accompanying, you don't necessarily need to get in the way. So that's one of the hardest things for violin players to learn, is just when not to play, right? But there are a lot of situations when it is useful to accompany, like if you're playing if you're accompanying yourself, like on this loop here. I laid down a bass line and I laid down just this simple, it's a swing feel. I think this is all it needs. And that's what I put on the loop. So I'm going to show you what the backing might look like, all right? There's a few different ways to do it. But since these are all dominant 7th chords, starting on D and just going around the circle of 5ths, basically the left hand, all you really need to know is just to play your 3rd and 7th. So starting on D7, you could do this constant strumming pattern, which you might do, and move down to G7, 3rd and 7th. And you want a voice lead, so instead of jumping around, you just move down that half step there. And this would be used like in early swing or gypsy jazz or something like that. B flat. But you can also do you can do that with the bow. You could do it here or here. But if you want it to be more open, for a more modern sound, then you just kind of stab at them. Just really subtle. You can leave that space. And what I do is I just try to I try to hear where does it fit with the clave. Sometimes moving that 4th to the 3rd. So I've got the G to move it. That's a different one. You can move up or from up. You do all this kinds of stuff. So I'll let you mess around with it. But I just wanted you to think about these different ways that you can mess around with the accompaniment. Whether I would start out when you're doing bass lines for yourself, I would start out with a simple 2-feel bass line that's just root, 5th, root, 5th, and then I would try to walk bass lines. I'd walk bass lines on all the tunes. I could spend a lifetime trying to walk a good bass line. So, you know, I'm humble enough to know that great bass players, they have awesome rhythmic feel, but they also play the right notes that make it feel really stable harmonically, right? So that's an art form in and of itself, but you can just start at least simply by trying to keep the time basically for yourself and trying to make it steady. So another variation of this, and like I said, I'll give you this loop later so you can play along, but I want to share a couple other things. But another variation that I like to do is when I'm learning tunes, I like to learn the 3rds and 7ths on whatever the tune is. This just happens to be a vamp with dominant 7ths, so just kind of narrowing our focus, right? But I would do this on a tune as well. But what's kind of fun is to try to grab that 3rd and 7th and then play a line. So, and by the way, I've got another video on this that's probably going to be linked or you can find in this playlist where you can just play lines back to me. But I just wanted to demonstrate these concepts. So I'll play a comp and then I'll play a line. So do you see how that works? So that's a great exercise for you to do on any kind of tune or on a progression like this. So I'll leave this for you. Like I said, I've got a lot of this stuff in my advanced harmony courses. So I'm going to link to that below. You should definitely check that out, or just join the private studio, Creative Strings Academy. You get access to everything when you join there. But I'll link to that. Check it out. And as always, I'm just going to let this run. But as always, I appreciate you being here. Welcome your comments and subscribe, because we got a different video every day. Happy practicing. Then you got it, starting on D. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.